World Cup 2026. The FIFA World Cup 2026 is in a ticketing prices crisis. There are a lot of problems with this tournament, yeah? From the beginning, the minute I heard USA, I knew we were going to have a big problem. First of all, this is the wrong country to have football in. They are the worst country ever for sports. They don't even understand what football is. So you decide to take the World Cup there. And look what they're doing to the prices. Look, they're a mess. You thought taking out Sepp Blatter was going to cure FIFA. No, you've made it worse by putting in this Infantino guy. Infantino is proving to be the worst of the worst because he is playing and flirting with the worst people in the world to justify his craziness. First of all, Saudi Arabia, thank God it ended up being good. We took it to the desert. We played in the middle of December. And it wasn't the worst World Cup, actually, because at least the Arabs like football. So now we decide to take it to America. The first thing is, even the World Cup draw, because of the president that the US have got, the Iranians who have qualified to go to the World Cup, they're not allowed a visa. Any player that has played in the military, who has served the military or who has been called for any military service, they're not going to get visas. Fans of certain countries in Africa, in Europe, if you're Muslim or if you're all those religions and all this xenophobia and racism that's going on in America, if you fall in that category, some of us with our skin tones and our funny passports, we cannot go and watch this World Cup. Not that I was going to, to be honest, I'd have loved to go because it's accessible for me. But I can't fly into the US right now. Why would I risk going there to be tackled in the middle of the street by their immigration agents because I look a funny color to them? It is horrible. A horrible decision. And the worst thing about it now is the price list for the games have come out. And the structure is crazy and it is disgraceful in the beginning that it was even entertained that this tournament should be going to a country like the United States. So, for example, a value ticket, one of the cheapest tickets you can get is going to be just under $300, which, to be fair, I can't lie, even in England, they'll probably be that much. But there's regulation in certain prices. I think even here, for some of the cheapest tickets for the group games, we're going to probably be 100 and something to 300 pounds. That I think is going to be similar. And then you go to standard, middle, good, decent tickets, $500 for group stage, $500. And then if you're going to be in a superior premier seat, $700 for one ticket. And this is if in Dallas, games in Dallas. I've got family in Dallas, actually. And then in Boston, for example, when you go England versus Ghana, so Ghanaian fans, this is how much you'll be paying for your cheap tickets, $220. And then $430 if you want a nice seat, $600 in Boston if you want a VIP seat. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready with your credit cards and your cash to go watch this. If you're going to be in New York or New Jersey, so for example, England versus Panama, the cheap tickets are going to be $220, $465. And they'll probably put, in America, they put tax on top, eh? So this is like that, but they haven't put the tax on top. Put another 10% probably, or is it 7% or 8% for tax after when you pay for these tickets? It's going to be crazy if you're buying in the US. And anyway, you're going to be buying from the US, so you're going to be paying a lot. So round of 32 tickets are similar. So quarterfinal tickets, the cheapest ticket is going to be just under $700. With taxes, you're looking at $900. For the cheapest tickets, the more expensive tickets, you're looking at $1,600 for one ticket in the quarterfinals. Semifinals, you'll be £1,300 for the tickets because you're thinking of taxes and everything else. A standard ticket, you're looking at almost $3,000 in the semifinal for one ticket. You need to remortgage your houses And then for a premier ticket, you're looking at almost $4,000 because you have to remember these prices you're seeing on the screen, they do not have tax on it. And don't let anyone say, oh yeah, no, that's the final price. It is not in America. In America, when you see a price listed, unless maybe it's milk, everything else, they put tax on top of it. So you're going to be paying tax on top of these prices you're seeing on the screen. You are going to be paying taxes on top of this. So yeah, and then in the final, if you want you are looking at $10,000 for a ticket. If you want a VIP ticket, and then a regular ticket, 5K, 5,600 US dollars approximately without tax. With tax, you're looking at 7K. I am not making this up. You don't understand. In America, tax on top. You'll be looking at almost 7,000 US dollars for a standard ticket to go and watch the final of the World Cup. The only way to block this ever happening to us again is to boycott. Watch it on telly in empty stadiums. Let them, let them sell to corporations. Let them be graveyards. It will be as quiet as a graveyard because the only people who are going to afford these tickets do not even know a song. They're not going to be making any noise. It is going to be the most boring World Cup in the world. And I'm so happy Zambia didn't even qualify. We didn't even bother. It's like we knew that don't bother qualifying for this tournament. It's going to be dead. It's going to be dead. So yeah, it's a crisis, to be honest. No jokes aside, but FIFA in its current form are trying to kill football the way it is. They're trying to kill it. It was created by for people to enjoy, and they have basically priced out any fan like me who would like to go and enjoy it. I might not go and make it there, but there are people who are like me who want to go and watch a football game who have got access to it, but they can't afford it because no regular human being on earth is going to afford these prices. And even if you go to a group stage match, if I go to a group stage match and watch my team there, I deserve to be able to go and watch the semi-final. Not just all the rich friends in nice suits driving up in Bentleys only to fill up these stadiums. So I think it's been a whole disaster from FIFA, and they should be ashamed of themselves that they're doing this to football. And yeah, I might make other plans for the World Cup. Do something else with my time because it's going to be a waste of everyone's time with this pricing, isn't it? What do you think anyway? Am I being unreasonable? I don't think I am, to be honest. I shouldn't even be asking this. The prices are out of this world. Whoever is going to be affording this is going to be. And also, they're going to have halftime entertainment. So basically, they're going to have a halftime show where someone like Kendrick Lamar comes and does a set, which is ridiculous. The only thing you want halftime for is to go and top up your drinks, come back and continue the game. But yeah, cheerleaders. Anyway, the less said, the better. The less said, the better. But I am going to save my energy. And of course, the real fans of football who come from Africa, who come from South America, who come from the best supporting countries in the world, and going to miss out because they'll only be admitting the European fans who are going to watch their games, but they're not going to be going to watch Nigeria. They're not going to watch Congo DR. Congo DRC have got lots of people living in America probably, but are they going to be able to afford $700 for a ticket more than once? They'll watch one or two games, but that's it. And it's only 6 months to go before the tournament starts. But yeah, we've got a big crisis and we've got a problem. I think we need new leadership at FIFA to end this nonsense. That is my humble opinion. Yeah, so that is it. But don't forget, you guys, to join me for the best tournament in the world, the African Nations Cup, taking place in Morocco in less than 10 days' time. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.